Hi, HBCU Legends fans. It's Kyle T. Mosley of HBCU Legends on Sports Illustrated. Man, you know we always bring you the legends, the NFL stars, and the guys who are making a difference on and off the field. We have today with us an HBCU legend, Mr. Terron Armstead. How you doing, Terron?
I'm doing well, doing well. How about you?
Oh man, everything is great. You know, it's HBCU Legacy Bowl week, and
hmm
we've been doing a lot of coverage of the Legacy Bowl and trying to accentuate some of the young guys who are wanting their opportunity to get into the National Football League, like you did. I can't believe it's been 12 years now.
12 years, man.
Golly, I remember when you ran that 40 and just blew it out
Yeah,
the water, man.
yeah.
So it's been quite a while, and you've had a great journey as a professional athlete. So we'll talk a little bit about that as well. But first of all, how you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Doing well down here in Dallas. It's where I've been living during the off season for the last several
Really?
years.
Okay.
Yep, yep. Been out here in Dallas, so I'm good, man. Just getting back home from a workout, actually.
Okay. All right. I recall when your fellow alum from Pine Bluff, Mark Evans, he was doing his workout in preparation. It was up in Dallas as well. Was
hmm
he
Yep.
help or working out with you at that time a few years ago?
Same trainer, Duke Manyweather up here in like Frisco area.
Yeah.
Same trainer, and so I popped in on Mark a few times and got some work in with him.
All right. Excellent, man. I love Mark. He's a great young man.
Sure.
Um, Talk to me about this. In Super Bowl 59, you had quite an honor from the HBCU end zone guys. Those guys are really an up and coming young outlet for HBCUs, accentuating the spotlight on the student athletes as well. They named a scholarship on your behalf to Pine Bluff, $10,000. And talk about that and how did that make you feel being named the HBCU Trailblazer?
Yeah, no, and special shout out to HBCU End Zone and all the work that they're doing. Like you said, up and coming platform and outlet, but they are doing amazing work, and
Yes.
everything's been first class from them. So I'm excited about continuing collaboration with them. But yeah, no, they presented me with the Trailblazer Award. Was truly an honor. The event was really nice, put together very well. They pledged to donate $10,000 to UAPB on my behalf, and I was able to match the donation as well. So add some aid to UAPB. But it's been great. It's all been a blessing for sure.
Yeah. Look, Pine Bluff, a lot of people, when you first got drafted with the Saints, they were asking, oh, where's Pine Bluff? It says it's right there in the name, Arkansas Pine Bluff. But, but
A lot more people know now.
they know now, especially from what you were able to do with the New Orleans Saints. You had quite an auspicious, start to your career when you went through the interview process over at the NFL Combine. Talk about that process and how it made you feel and how it developed you into the player that you are today.
Yeah, the combine is tough. It's tough. It's probably the ultimate interview process. They are pulling on you physically
Yeah.
and mentally too, picking at your brain, your knowledge of the game, your family history, your upbringing. They are really trying to dive into you. And it makes sense. You know, they're making such an investment into you, depending on what round you get drafted. You know what I mean? So it's a very strenuous process. They dig into your past and your problems, any issues or any troubles that you ever had, show face. They're gonna want to get your perspective on it. So, but it's a process that you want to show up as your best, present yourself as your best. You're prepared to do everything athletically on the field, but also mentally in the classroom. You know, you make sure you touched up on all your terminology and your X's and O's to be able to speak the language. But it's a process you want to have fun with. You know, this opportunity is hard to come by. Is rare. Very few people on earth get a chance to play in the NFL and go through the combine. So have fun with it. You know, my advice to the young guys entering that combine is have fun with the process. Like be
Yeah.
confident, speak with confidence. You're there for a reason. invite only type situation. You know what I mean? You couldn't just walk in. So you're there for a reason. They know a lot about you. So just, go confirm some things.
Yeah. And it's great that not only when you went to the Saints, you got a chance to be able to protect one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history,
Oh,
Mr. Drew Brees, who's up for the Hall of Fame this coming season. And we know he's a first round ballot guy. So that's going to happen. But you also had an opportunity to play for a perennial winner with Sean Payton as the head coach, and you guys were robbed of the Super Bowl. Of course, we know the no call. Yeah. But other than that, you had such a great professional career there in New Orleans, and then you transitioned over into Miami. How is it now there being under Coach McDaniel and having guys like Tyreek Hill as well as Tua in your locker room?
Yeah, no, it's been great, man. It's been a blessing to start in New Orleans with Sean Payton and Drew Brees. They had already won a Super Bowl, so they knew what winning looked like and what it takes to get there. So I was blessed and fortunate to walk into a situation where the level of expectation would be such every day. So it made me have to go after it, have to work tirelessly to improve, to continue to get better, so we can win every game or try to win every game. The level of practice, the energy and intent that you had to get to practice in a championship environment is tough. It's not for everybody. It's not. But I'm fortunate that was the only thing I knew. So that standard that I had, that they set, you know what I mean? And I went into New Orleans and walked right into that standard and try to meet it every day. So transitioning to Miami, I came in with winning principles and an identity on how to work, you know what I mean, and how to play winning football. So bringing my knowledge and experience to share with some of the younger guys. It was a much younger team when I signed to Miami opposed to when I was in New Orleans. So just sharing that experience and my expertise over there in Miami. And we're creating a standard down in South Florida as well. We have had not a very successful, but a successful first 2 years, a couple playoff berths. Wasn't able to get a playoff victory, but it's coming. It's on the way. This year was more up and down, dealing with injuries, quarterback being out, but it's been great, man. Miami's been a great environment.
Yeah, and as well as you had some health issues as well, but
sure, whole career.
But you always persevered through it, and that was the thing I liked about you. When you had some injuries in New Orleans, not everybody knew what those injuries were because you went out there and performed each week at that high standard you spoke of. So kudos to you on that.
Appreciate
but when you look at the HBCU Legacy Bowl, because you have been one of the founding supporters of that event with Doug Williams and James Shack Harris, I believe it was Bobby Wagner, Patrick Mahomes, and then the year after Jameis Winston, and those guys, right? Talk about why lending your support to the HBCU Legacy Bowl was so important to you.
It's a no-brainer. It's easy, man. It's just we want to continue to push the game forward. We want to continue to allow or create more eyes to the HBCU world. Like, we have tremendous athletes, we have tremendous students in these college and historical colleges and universities. So it's just about getting more exposure, getting more eyes on them, getting them more opportunities to walk into certain doors that other schools are presented with on a normal basis. We want to get that sense of normalcy for the HBCU realm as well. So supporting a game like HBCU Legacy Ball, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. I know a couple of seasons ago, you and Jameis were honorary captains for the HBCU Legacy Bowl. I got a chance to see Jameis. I missed you. They said you had left or you went to a different part of the building at Yulman Stadium when I came over to that side. But one thing I wanted to ask you at that time was, looking at 100 young men out there on the field who are displaying their talents for the world to see on NFL Network, how would that have helped you back then 12 years ago, and how is it going to help keep advancing the story that they deserve an opportunity to not just be an undrafted draft choice, but
Yeah.
actually somebody who can be able to come in and make a difference in their franchises?
Yeah, I mean, just like myself and many before me, it can be done. We can do it. We can do it at a high level. We can play with anybody for sure. It's just about getting that opportunity to do
Yeah.
so. And you got to get exposed. They got to be able to see you to bring you in and get that opportunity. So it's really just that. Like the more eyes, no matter what network is on, no matter what All-Star game you're playing in. Me personally, I played in the East West Shrine game and the Senior Bowl. So
Okay.
I was able to get some more eyes, and then I got invited to the combine. I broke the 40 record at the combine, so I was able to get eyes, and that's really
Yeah.
all it is. Like as long as you can get more eyes to your film, you got a chance to do that, and that's all we're trying to do. So myself, as one of the faces of HBCU, but all the ones before me, all the greats, all the Hall of Famers, I wouldn't have been able to get there without them. So we want to just keep pushing that forward, keep getting more eyes and exposure to the game on that HBCU level.
Yeah. Yeah.
From now on, it's all about us. Starting a family, buying a car, our first home.
They told you to open an account, then turned you away. They said, come back when you're ready. You said, we're ready now.
I know we're gonna make it.
Hope makes it happen. Thousands of your neighbors, many who never had a bank account before, improved their lives with Hope Credit Union. You can too. Brighter futures begin with Hope.
Something amazing is happening here. The next era of AI has arrived. CDW data engineers are helping organizations harness the power of AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. The power to run workloads faster means greater performance, giving your team a better shot at success. Make amazing happen. CDW.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday.
I got you something.
We said no gift.
We had to get you something.
Thank you, honey.
I got you this.
Did you do this yourself?
Yeah, I had a great teacher.
Happy birthday.
I love you.
I love you too.
Love you. Thank you.
This is from me
Oh.
to you.
Definitely. And last question about the Legacy Bowl. When, and as well as the HBCU Combine, I think 49 guys had an opportunity to meet the scouts one-on-one on Monday. They went through the same type of combine efforts that you had at the NFL Combine in Indy. But one thing that's kind of stood out is that they felt this group was more prepared for going through those drills and the line of questioning and things to that nature. Is that because of guys like you being able to help those guys and talk to them to let them know what to expect and mentor them through this process?
I think it comes with experience. The game has been around now for maybe this is the 4th year.
Yes.
So yeah, just getting that experience and getting in the groove. So now everybody know from the staff putting it together to the coaching staff to the players, everyone has a better feel on what we need to do and what's the expectation. So just getting that more comfortable with that feel, more confidence, and it's going to continue to get better.
Yeah, it will. It will, man. Let's talk about you and your foundation, because your foundation has done a lot and you have a lot of great interest in helping young people, especially down in South Beach area. I think you are helping the young entrepreneurs young men to be entrepreneurs, and your foundation has been instrumental in helping a lot of families as well across the country. Talk about what the Terron Armstead Foundation is doing at this time.
At this time, we just concluded one of the internship youth business program, which is my curriculum that I made myself, is IAB, which is I'm a Business. And we're talking all career readiness, business acumen, life skills, all those things. But we break it down to from a handshake to eye contact, how to, what to do with your hands when you're speaking, public speaking, confidence. You know what I mean? Like we really try to lock in on the skills that propel us in life. Honestly, that is not traditional school teaching. We don't really get those type of that type of education and lesson plans and curriculum during a normal school day. So we want to be more as practical as possible. So through this internship, we are teaching the youth about how to start their own business. And before we do that, we go through those character building lessons that I just spoke on. And then as we start to create a business plan, you create your business, and we did like a
they had business plans. I like that.
Yeah. So that's how the program concludes. It's usually an 8 to 10 week program. So at the conclusion of it, you have your business plan. We've helped you model, create your pitch. You have your deck, all those things. And then we do a Shark Tank type event. And that's the culmination of the entire program. And through that culmination, like, we've had some success stories over the years. And we had a kid in Miami, and his clothing brand, BCG, he won the pitch competition, and he won some seed money, and he has real sales. Like, his clothing company is actually selling out there in South Florida. So we want to just continue to create success stories like that. But really, it's about introducing the business world and just these ideas and industries to the youth. Because really, for the most of us in those low resourced areas, we know sports. We know football, basketball. You know what I mean? So we want to introduce some new thoughts.
Man, that's great, man. Because I recall, was it when Teddy got down there in Northwestern, and he's been able to kind of uplift his high school program. He said the important thing was for him to give back to the community. And I've seen you do that a lot, give back to the community. And a lot of those life skills, like you talked about, I have 32 years as a career advisor, recruiter, and things of that nature. And I know how important it is to be able to, like you said, subtle nuances was look at the person you're speaking to, firm handshake, have a nice, well-polished resume. Those things are highly important. But just being able to have the confidence and going through this system, I applaud you on that. That's great.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. What are you in? I remember you bought like a couple of buildings at one time a few years ago, and you guys were about to set up a business. Was it a business system at that time for after school kids?
Yeah. I had bought a bowling alley, an old bowling alley. I bought it at auction in St. Clair County, Illinois.
Okay.
And we transformed that, renovated it into what is now the Terron Armstead Community Center. So the center's been open for about a year and a half. We're still working on some more daily programs, but we do, like I said, the 8 to 10 week programs, the IAB, TAW, Terron Armstead's Way, all those type of curriculums. And we're still, like I said, we're in the process of becoming a daily operation. And that's what we want to be, to offer these skills and these teachings on a daily basis.
Okay. Excellent. All right. Miami. I heard you talk about this season, things are going to be a little bit different for you guys out there for the Dolphins. And I think just recently, you, as well as Tariq Hill, you talked about team being a part of the team and how important team is. Why is that being the leader that you are, why is that emphasis more important now today in the National Football League, especially with everything that's pulling at people as far as social media is concerned and things of that nature?
Yeah. No, I mean, if you look at since the beginning of time, you want to do something great, you need a team. You want to do anything, you want to accomplish anything great, you need a great team.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. So it's a quote. I'm not exactly sure who said it, but if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And that's always been me. I've always been a team guy. To try to accomplish something great, you got to have a team. It really just boils down to that.
Yeah. Yeah. And have a team and being able to work together is the most important thing instead of having individual agendas, right? So those are very good. Last thing, you've been a Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year nominee before. How going through that process, balancing the demands of what you have to do with the National Football League and your team and working in the community, how do you do that so well at this stage of your life?
Man, it's like it's the most fulfilling, it's the most rewarding. You know what I mean? Like we go to work, we go to work 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. You know what I mean, on those work days. So when you got a chance to be off and you go be amongst the people, the community, I feel like it's necessary. You know, we are afforded a life that is incredible. It's a dream. It's a dream come true. And a lot of it doesn't exist without the community, without the fans spending their money. They invest a lot of time, effort, and energy into what we do for a living. And it's only right to go back and try to pay it forward as much as possible, pay it back as much as possible. So I like to go be present. You know what I mean? I like to go shake hands and have conversations with people and small interactions. You know, I see people and they show me a picture that we took 8 years ago, 10 years ago. You know, I love it. You know what I mean? So,
well, look, man, I could tell you personally, I was bummed out when you left the Saints because you were one of the I think in media we call it the good guys, but you were a great guy.
I appreciate it.
And you were a solid professional, and you keep on proving that you're not only a trailblazer, but you're one of the people that a lot of young athletes should aspire to become. Last question, HBCUs, the direction we've had Deion Sanders to come in as a head coach. We've had since then, you have Eddie George, Bubba McDowell, Chris Dishman. This season got Terrell Buckley. Now you have Michael Vick and Deshaun Jackson. How excited were you to see your former NFL alums to come into the HBCU space?
I love it. Like I say, it's all about that exposure, bringing more eyes to the game, bringing more awareness to the game, into the HBCU world. All the talent that is littered all across these colleges and universities. Like having those names, it just brings more eyes. It brings more connections. It brings a bigger network, and that's all it is. That's all we want to do and see. And I mean, some of my peers, the NFL alums, are high-level coaches. They are high-level coaches. You see what D-Line did at Jackson State, now in Colorado.
Yes.
And maybe one day it'll be an NFL head coach. You know what I mean? So
yes,
it's just a real thing, and I love it.
Look, man, and the thing I kept on emphasizing to people is that we kind of forgot what Eddie Robinson did for Grambling such a long time ago.
Yeah.
But is it really that long ago? You see Doug, right? Super Bowl 22. He's the one who started it off, and now we've had Jalen Hurts, who is a Super Bowl MVP, Patrick Mahomes, Super Bowl MVP, Russell Wilson, and Doug. Those are the four African-American men are now quarterbacks who won the Super Bowl. How do you think that's going to be one of the things that we're going to get out of our talk? The black quarterback that wins, and just focus on what their talent is as a quarterback?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, labels gonna be what they are. People gonna continue to put the adjectives in front of names and descriptions, and It is what it is. It doesn't matter to me or any of those guys. I'm sure it doesn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Winning football, winning Super Bowls, that's all that matters.
Yeah, bottom line.
That's it. Dolphins.
Are you guys ready to win the Super Bowl?
It's gonna be, everybody feel like they're gonna win the Super Bowl when you go into the offseason, you feeling good, everybody healthy. The only thing you want to do, you want to have a chance. A certain amount of teams, 15 teams that have no shot. You know what I mean? We aren't one of those teams that don't have a shot. We actually have a legitimate chance to be a Super Bowl contender, and that's what you want. And then everything else you got to work for.
Yeah, and Tua has been maturing, and his game has really been spot on. If he can stay healthy, you see how he affects the game for the team, just like what Drew used to do for the Saints. Sure. Yeah, you guys got a good nucleus there, and you have a very talented head coach as well. All right. Any last things you would like to say to the HBCU family right now before we sign off?
Not really, man. Just keep going. Keep going, man. Chase it. Chase the dream. Go at it wholeheartedly, full investment, full sacrifice, all that. Be resilient. Do not be wavered or shaken by any obstacles or hard times or challenges. Is part of the story. It makes the journey better.
All right. Terron, I'm going to sign off just like Bernie Mac used to say, hey, now you're a part of HBCU Legends family, and you can't get rid of us, man. So, but thank you so much for joining us on HBCU Legends. Keep up the great work. Keep being the trailblazer in your profession, but also keep doing what you're doing in the community.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, that's Mr. Terron Armstead. I'm Kyle T. Mosley of HBCU Legends, as well as the Black Sports Insiders. Thank you for this program. You guys keep on supporting Terron Armstead at T. Now, how can they find you on the World Wide Web? Is it at T-Stead?
T_Armstead 72.
All right, T_Armstead 72. All right,
Yep.
That's Mr. Terron Armstead. You guys have a great one. Take care.
So I trust everyone's read the prospectus. Lance? Why don't you take us through it?
Let's get into the prospectus.
Okay.
Now Taxes is getting the TurboTax app and filing your taxes yourself 100% free if you didn't file with us last year. Pay $0 when you file by 2/18. All tax forms, all 100% free. Now this is taxes. File free in the app by 2/18. When you switch to TurboTax, do it yourself.
To the inconsiderate monster who has been stealing my pudding, I hope your conscience eats at you as you have eaten my pudding. Bring my pudding back. I wish you the worst, Dale.
Beautiful words. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Now Taxes is getting the TurboTax app and filing your taxes yourself 100% free if you didn't file with us last year. Now this is taxes. File free in the app by 2/18. When you switch to TurboTax, do it yourself.
HBCU Legends family, is Kyle T. Mosley of HBCU Legends on Sports Illustrated, and I'm here with a young and up and rising star. He wants to get his name out there with the NFL as well as the other professional leagues. He comes from Florida Memorial none other than the wide receiver extraordinaire, Mr. Christian Edgerson. How you doing, Christian?
I'm doing great. I love the introduction. I need that every day.
you got to bring it, man. You got to have your own introduction. It's yes. Like when those guys say, like Coach Prime.
Yeah.
Play me my theme music.
Hey, bring my Louis, bring my luggage.
Yeah, there you go, man. You got to do it, man. If I remember my niece, I know we're going off on a tangent, but yes, my niece one day, she was just 3, and she was at a birthday party, and I took her to the party, and she was without her mom and dad, but she and I were playing with a little soccer ball.
Wow.
Then all I heard, go Chloe, go Chloe, go Chloe. I'm like, she's kicking the ball and she's like cheering herself. Go, Chloe. I was like, okay.
Yeah,
I said, that's right, Chloe. You got to be your own cheerleading session.
I love that
as well, you know? So, yeah, you have to do that sometimes. So, man, how's everything out in Florida, number one?
Oh, everything's going well. Just being back for this semester has been great. I've been lifting with my football team and running outside with my track team. So it's been very competitive. All my teammates know where I'm trying to strive to. So they've been pushing me and uplifting me. And it's been an awesome experience being back on campus.
So let's talk about your studies first. You are from Illinois. Is that correct?
No, sir. No. I'm from Ohio.
Ohio. Okay, I knew it was up north somewhere. All right. So you're from Ohio, and how did you get to Florida Memorial?
Oh man, I got here with just faith in God, really. During COVID, I went to 2 junior colleges, so I transferred a lot, running track and playing football at 2 junior colleges, and then when COVID hit, really, it was a standstill in the world, obviously. You remember that time. So I was looking for schools, and I always wanted to live in Miami and go to school in Miami, and Florida Memorial came up.
Really? Wow. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
And who recruited you?
So basically, I didn't get really recruited. I reached out to Florida Memorial because it was a new program, and they really recruit in-state guys. Like, I was one of the first guys that came from Ohio, such a far distance, to come and perform here. So I really found him. I kept calling him, and then Coach Charles, one of our running backs coach and our assistant coach now, he tweeted me on DM'd me on Twitter, and man, it's been going great since then.
Wow. Well, that's pretty good. And you've gone through 3.5 years, or how many years over there right now?
So I went here for 3 years. So this will be going for my 3rd year.
3rd year. All right. But you're about to graduate?
Yeah, I actually got my bachelor's in.
You did. Congrats.
Yeah, and then I'm actually working on my master's in education right now, School of Reading.
So your bachelor's is in what again?
Sociology.
Sociology. Okay. Yeah. All right. Bachelor's in sociology, and you're going for education. What's your plans? What's your overall plans outside of football?
So my plans, obviously, president, I want to be an elite athlete. That's guaranteed. I work every day for this, and that's something that I want to strive for and put this school on the map. That's my number one priority right now. But obviously, being a leader and being a positivity in the community is key for me, as well as being a teacher or a professor or possibly a principal one day. That's definitely something I would love to do.
Really? Do you come from a family of educators?
Yes, my mom actually is a Head Start director, and she's been doing education for almost 30 to 40 years. So she's a huge inspiration for me.
Oh, well, we have something in common. My mom taught for 40 years.
Wow.
That's in Louisiana. 40 years. And she was the first teacher in St. Charles Parish to teach a desegregated classroom.
Wow, that's different.
Yes.
Especially at that time. Yeah, I already know that was different.
She went through a lot, and but she persevered through it. She led her department years later, and she stayed at that school for up until her first retirement. Then she went back to work after she retired a few years to teach in the Catholic school, matter of fact. So, but education is primary, and I know with your mom, that's a main focus for it, right?
Yeah, definitely. Especially, she told me that there's not a lot of black men in the industry. Especially, I realized that because all of my classmates are women, so I'm the only guy. So
Really?
yeah, yes, sir. So it's been kind of like a little hinge when I'm in class trying to discuss because all eyes on me because I'm the only guy. But you just got to embrace it.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. You know, I taught for a couple of years in the Houston area, just as to just help out with some of the young people who needed help with mathematics.
Right.
So I have a degree in chemistry, but I also was almost a minor in mathematics as well over at Morehouse. So keep up the great work, man. I really do think you're saying something that's really necessary. We do need to have more male figures in the school systems.
Right, right. As well as black males. That's very key because especially in the predominantly black places, it's not that many black males that want to inspire and get the opportunity to influence the children. So that's something huge for me is influencing the youth.
Awesome. So talk to me before we continue to talk about your getting your master's as well as continue on with the education. I know we're here to talk about football.
Yes,
and one of the reasons why is that you were one of the standout performers for Florida Memorial. And talk a little bit about your role as a wide receiver, correct?
Yes, sir. So my first 2 years, I was played slot. So I was the gadget guy, bubbles, slants, reverses, jets. Of course, I was at return, punt return, and kick return. So I was the gadget guy. But my last year, this last season, my coach put me at the X and then the Z to really get me on outside to work my one-on-ones. Because to play in the National Football League, you have to be one-on-one. That's key.
Wow.
One-on-one. So I learned a lot this year playing from slot and moving to outside. So my Coach Roy, definitely taught me a lot of different releases as well as a lot of different intangibles for playing outside because it's a different game out there.
Yeah. You're battling one-on-one with probably the top cornerback
right.
Of the other team, and you have to be able to find a way to get open, right? Yeah. And I know when you work in slot, you have either a nickel, corner, or linebacker that you got to deal with, and sometimes you can get that separation from a linebacker based upon your speed.
Besides blocking, the blocking at slot is a little different. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. Oh man, you guys take on some weight. I'll tell you that much.
For sure.
Yeah. So now your season's over, and you guys are going into another direction. Do you still have another year eligibility just in case, or are you going to go into the professional leagues at this time?
Oh, I'm going professional leagues right now. I signed with the agency, and I think I'm ready to really go for it as well as support and feed my family. It's time. It's time to support my family as well as support myself and get myself at the highest level I can get to.
Okay, excellent. Have you had any workouts or any scheduled workouts like a pro day or anything to that nature?
Yeah, I've been talking to my coach, and I'm supposed to have my pro day at FIU, Florida International University. We still have the date just yet, but it should be coming up in March, and I've been training my tail off for it, so I'll be ready.
Now, are you training with other athletes that are also going into pro days, or do you have like a trainer, or how's that working out?
So I'm training with my track coach and my strength and conditioning coach on campus. So it's all here. It's all going on the track as well as lifting in the weight room. And we've had our talks and conversations about where I want to go into. And obviously being at a lower tier school, it's harder to go to these training places because the amount of money that you have to pay. So it was kind of hard for me to afford the top tier training to be with the other NFL draft prospects as well. So I'm okay. I'm comfortable here, and I'm just as working as hard as any other guy in the country.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, I applaud number one. you understand your limitations, but you still focused on the goal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's only one goal.
Yeah, definitely.
Now Taxes is getting the TurboTax app and filing your taxes yourself 100% free if you didn't file with us last year. Now this is taxes. File free in the app by 2/18 when you switch to TurboTax Do It Yourself.
November is American Diabetes Month. And while nearly half of us have diabetes or prediabetes, every story is personal. There are stories of strength.
Every day is different, not one day is the same.
Hard work.
No es tenerle miedo realmente a la enfermedad, es saber cómo combatir la enfermedad.
And heartbreak.
When she passed away, it was because of diabetes.
But no matter your diabetes story, we fight for you and to find a cure. Join us at diabetes.org.
No charger?
It's a Mac. The battery lasts all day. See you next week.
And filing your taxes yourself 100% free if you didn't file with us last year. Pay $0 when you file by 2/18. All tax forms, all 100% free. Now this is taxes. File free in the app by 2/18 when you switch to TurboTax Do It Yourself.
Happy.
From now on, it's all about us. Starting a family, buying a car, our first home.
They told you to open an account, then turned you away. They said, come back when you're ready. You said, we're ready now.
I know we're going to make it.
Hope makes it happen. Thousands of your neighbors, many who never had a bank account before, improved their lives with Hope Credit Union. You can too. Brighter futures begin with hope.
Something amazing is happening here. The next era of AI has arrived. CDW data engineers are helping organizations harness the power of AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. The power to run workloads faster means greater performance, giving your team a better shot at success. Make amazing happen. CDW.
Definitely. All right. So, guys, that's Christian Edgerson. Let's try to take a look at some of your highlights, man.
Yes, sir.
If you don't mind.
Oh, I don't mind. They all right.
Okay. Let's see if we can get this up and rolling. Now that's all right there. You kind of lay it out for that one, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, who were you guys playing against on that one?
So we were playing Ave Maria. This is actually this is our homecoming game. So, the emotions are high, definitely at a HBCU homecoming game. So we had a packed out crowd, and it was actually a free play. Actually, it was on a two hut snap. So the D-line jumped. So obviously, free play, our coaches tell us to take off. So I just took off, ball was in there, and I just went up for it.
Yeah, great one. Oh, okay. Now that one you showcase your speed.
Yes, sir.
Right there, in your elusiveness. Talk about that one.
So this one, I wasn't on kick return all year, literally. Like, we had a couple guys banged up. So my coach actually put me back there that game, and man, it just bounced my way. And if it wasn't for my teammates blocking and that crease was open, man, it was just history. It was right before the end of the second half too. So we went into the third quarter with so much energy.
Now, what was your record this season?
So our record this season was 6-4. But due to us not having one of the games due to the hurricane that came this past fall season that affected Tampa, we couldn't play one of our games, which kind of held us up to making the playoffs.
And and that game was supposed to be against whom?
Southeastern University.
Okay, Southeastern. Okay, all right,
Yeah.
gotcha. All right, let's look at one more, guys. So is this the back view of what happened?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Ooh, man, you outran everybody. Okay, talk about your speed. What have you been clocked at in the 40?
So I haven't been clocked at yet before my pro day, but I know we've been
unofficial. What's your unofficial then? How about that?
Unofficial, I ran definitely a 4.35 and a couple.
Really?
Yes, sir. So those are just hand times. You know, laser's a little different, but at practice, we've been running 20 meters, 30 meters, 40 meters, 50 meters on the track. So we've been trying to get it. We've been trying to hit at least for the 40, probably like around 4.4, and I'm running with some track guys. So they're pretty fast. Yes, sir.
Man, that's pretty good, dude.
Yes, sir.
Let's look at another one. You getting me geeked up. Oh, you broke a tackle. Wow. Okay. How many touchdowns?
So I had 2 returning touchdowns this past year, and then I had 4 receiving touchdowns. I didn't have the stats receiving like I really wanted to, because we had a 1,000-yard back, so we were feeding him all season.
Okay, but still, that's really good. 4 touchdowns and 2 on special teams.
Yes.
Now, have you had the discussion with some of your representatives as well as some other scouts that may look at you from a special teams point of view?
Of course, I definitely that's one of my biggest upsides to my game is special teams, and obviously where I'm coming from, I'm gonna have to play special teams, and I'm super willing to play anything to help the team win. That's what I want to do. That's my motto, and that's what I learned here.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
I love it. Okay, one more, guys. You get, like I said, he's got me geeked. Look at your balance as well. Whoa, look at that first step. Decisive, going upfield. Okay, now on this one, from the other perspective, you saw how decisive you went upfield, right?
Yeah.
And from the behind the scenes, why did you feel more comfortable taking it up the gut versus pivoting to your left?
So really on this one, it was really, this was about 2-3 years ago, but I remember that play because our coach wants the blocks to go out of bounds. So I'm following my lead blocker. So if I bounce it outside, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get anywhere. So I want to follow my lead blockers up the alley, especially if we're doing a right turn.
All right. Because there are a lot of people who are not familiar with special teams. You guys actually have the blocking set how you want for that particular kickoff, right?
Yes, sir. So it'll be that we usually do a middle return, left return, or right return. So that's where the blockers really mainly will be, if it's a right return, middle return, or left return. So this right here, we're on the right side, so we're going to call right return.
Okay. Did you do any punt returns as well?
Of course.
All right. How well did you do on punt returns this past season?
So this past season, like I said, we had a guy back there. I wasn't really back there because I was mainly on.
Okay.
But when I got back there, I averaged almost 14 to 15 yards a punt.
Very good. Very, very good. All right. Okay. One last one. I know I keep on saying that, but I like what I see. Oh, nice move. Nice. Ooh. All right, Christian, man, you got some moves on you, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you got good hands too. But I think one thing that is kind of lost in all this, I think you have one. I can tell you have good instincts and good vision.
Yes, sir.
Talk about that element of your game.
So I do that a lot. I work on that a lot because I actually played the game of football being a running back. That was the first position I ever played as a little leaguer. So I feel like those intangibles just stayed with me because, playing the game such at a young age, you remember things from playing at a young age to now. And I took those intangibles with me to high school and now to college. So I've always just had that good, just incisive vision.
Yeah, and that's something I keep telling people you can't teach. It's got to be within you. It has to be innate.
Just like speed.
Speed as well. Length, speed, size, right? Can't teach those things, guys.
Yes,
all right. Are you working on some of the drills by yourself as well with your trainers and coaches? Because sometimes at pro days, they want you to do those shuttles and things to that nature.
Of course. I'm definitely working on all of that. The bench press, the shuttle, the L cone drill, of course, the 40, of course, catching the ball and running routes. That's definitely something I'm doing.
Okay. All right. Excellent. All right. Let's talk about you, the person, Christian. We talked about where you're from, the educational pursuits that you are going through at this time, but you as a person, what do you want if there's an NFL scout or decision maker looking at this video, as well as fans looking at this video? What do you want them to know who you are?
So I want them to know that I'm bringing energy, I'm bringing a community mindset, and I'm from a blue collar family. If that's from Ohio, my family we didn't have as much money. We didn't have a little bit of, we just got by, how to just survive. So I'm from that type of just family that knows how to get things done and wake up and go to work, bring the lunch pail and go to work. I'm a hard worker.
Awesome. Now, let's say the NFL knocks on your door, but also let's say another league like the XFL knocks on your door, or the European League, or the CFL. Would you be open to those other entities?
Yes, sir. I definitely am open to anything. I feel like I'm a star player. So wherever I go and land, they're definitely going to get a great athlete, great person, great teammate, and just an overall guy that just wants to get better at football and wants to play around the best and be around the best.
Okay, excellent. Who's your favorite team?
Right now is the Dolphins. I love Miami.
Are you?
That's like my number one team I would love to play for. The way they run the offense is see my speed and how I can be used at so many different spots. That's the perfect spot for me to land, as well as I love Cincinnati. They have a great offense and a great quarterback, as well as Tampa Bay as well.
So funny you said the Dolphins. I just interviewed Terron Armstead.
Wow.
Earlier today. Yes.
HBCU legend.
Yes. HBCU legend out of Pine Bluff. Covered him for many years over in New Orleans with Drew Brees and Alvin Kamara and all those guys. Yeah.
He loves it out here, though. You know, when you come to Miami, it's hard to leave. It's hard to leave.
Yeah. Terron's a good guy, man, and he's done a lot of great work in the community. I know he's helping out with some of the educational pursuits of young men down there in high schools and things of that nature. So he's doing a very, very good job.
I would love for you to get me connected with him, man.
I will try to do so. I will try to do
favorite
so.
old lineman right there.
Really? Okay. All right. Maybe he can give you some pointers and some advice. You know, I'll try to do so. All right. Last couple of questions. When it comes down to you being a option, let's say, and a lot of times you hear these coaches saying, "Oh, I want a big name school, somebody from Miami, University, the U, or somebody from
Florida,
FIU, or something to that nature," you know, and you're going to have a chance to go against some of those guys when the pro day at FIU comes to your area. What do you want to make the statement as for yourself when you get into that arena to just challenge those guys?
I feel like it's one of my biggest things is showing that it doesn't matter where you go to school or what your university is or whoever you are. It's about just playing football. And like I said before, the call is a performance-based business, and I know how to perform.
Yeah. And that's what Terron was saying. You know, he came from small school, but he woke a lot of people up with his size, his speed, his agility. That was quite uncommon for someone coming out of a HBCU. You know, so those are some of the traits that you need to kind of keep keep showcasing. I was checking out your YouTube channel a little bit, and I noticed that you were going behind the scenes, and I think you need to do more of that.
Yes, sir.
Give people a good behind the scenes look at what you're doing to prepare yourself for that job interview, because that's what it's going to be, a job interview, when you have only this much a chance to kind of wake people up and take notice.
Yes, sir. And definitely I've been told that my coaches have harped on me about that because they know how bright my personality is. But definitely I'm going to keep utilizing that resource, definitely for people like you and my other viewers and supporters, because I have a lot of people from back home as well as that I met here that definitely are very supportive of me.
Yeah. Look, I think you have a bright future, whatever you choose to do and whatever path God lays out for you. One thing I would just say to you is keep believing in yourself.
Yes, sir.
All right. And I always leave people with this. Always be tenacious. Never give up.
Yes, sir.
Never give up. All right. All right. Tell everybody how they can find you on the World Wide Web.
So my name's Christian Edgerson. You can find me on YouTube, Christian Edgerson 81, as well as you can find me on Instagram at young.sharp, YUNG.sharp, like a Sharpie. And as well as my Twitter is Christian Edge 81. And that's about it. That's all my resources that I use social media wise.
All right. Mr. Christian Edgerson out of Florida Memorial. He's down there and he will be at the FIU Pro Day. And when's the Pro Day again?
So me and my coach are still planning on and still confirming the date, but it should be in March.
Should be in March.
Yes, sir.
And also, if I were you, just my opinion, if you have a chance to connect with Coach Cozy down at FAMU or Coach TC Taylor over at Jackson State, I don't know where else is possibly near you to be able to go, but I know they're holding pro days for their guys. And if you could connect with them, see if they can be able to help bring you in for the pro day, do so. Okay.
I appreciate that. I hope we can keep this relationship going, and possibly I can keep going on. I love talking. I love being on the Zoom, talking football and talking goals.
I think you have a bright future also in media if you choose to do so.
Oh, for sure. I've been told that multiple times as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's very rare to find somebody as dynamic as you and your presence, and as well as how effective you communicate.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. I think I got it from you.
No, be better than me. That's what my dad used to always say. Oh, don't be good as, be better than.
Be better.
Okay. All right. That's Christian Edgerson. Christian, applaud you. Keep up the great work.
I appreciate you. Flomo. Sorry, Tom.
Flomo. All right. Kyle T. Mosley here, HBCU Legends. That's Mr. Christian Edgerson. Follow him at his social media accounts. Keep supporting these young guys who may not have had an opportunity to be at the HBCU Legacy Bowl or the Combine, but if they have a chance to be at these pro days, keep chatting them up, following them on social media, post their videos out there, have people to get them to start becoming aware of the talent that is not just always the name brand talent, but there's some great talent beyond that as well. Okay?
That was well said. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. All right. You take care, and I wish you well. I'm not going to say good luck. I wish you very well, and I'll be very interested to see how you land in the next level of your career as a professional football player.
Thank you so much. I hope you have a blessed day as well.
Same to you. Christian Edgerson, Kyle T. Mosley, we out.